And also we are tired of the divisive politics of François Legault, whether it be the divisive politics when it comes to people who are essential or non-essential, vaccinated or unvaccinated, or the Anglophones or Francophones, or the old and the young. We support the freedom of choice, and that is a platform that everyone can assemble around.
In Quebec, we are rapidly approaching a by-election in the Jean Talon riding. The former Coalition Avenir Québec candidate, Joël Boutin, has decided to exit from political life less than a year after a re-election. The latest candidate to be announced, eagerly awaited, is Mr. Jesse Robitaille from the Quebec Conservative Party. Mr. Robitaille, 24 years old, has been residing in Quebec and within the Jean Talon district for the past 6 years. Originally from Calgary, he chose to move to Quebec in order to reconnect with the French language. He opposes the tramway project due to his personal involvement in 2 road accidents with the Calgary tramway. As a former student of Cégep Garneau and University Laval, he is faced with pressing issues affecting the population. Inflation, housing crisis, and censorship are all subjects that concern the new Quebec Conservative Party candidate. Today we are discussing the upcoming by-election with Jesse Robitaille.
So I'm a part of the Anglo-Quebecois community. I grew up in Calgary, Alberta. 18 years I lived there, and for 6 years now I'm a proud Quebecois. I came here to perfect my French at Cégep Garneau here in Quebec City, and I've had a very, very good experience in learning French, in French immersion, and I made a lot of friends. I grew in the city and I became a better person, and so now it's time for me to give back to this community and to defend this city against the LRT project, because I have a personal experience with the LRT project in Calgary, and I experienced the inconveniences of this project. I experienced the noise pollution. I experienced the concrete slab that prevents people from freely moving around the city. I was in a traffic accident when I tried to cross the concrete slab on my bicycle, and it was on sick leave for 5 months because of this accident. And I don't want Quebec City to suffer the same fate. So I'm here to defend this city and to promote its interests and put an end to the LRT project.
Puis je connais notre premier ministre assez pour savoir que jamais il se sera embarqué dans une espèce de fumisterie là, où on ferait semblant devant des électeurs de faire un projet pour avoir leur vote en se disant une fois qu'on sera élu, on l'annulera. C'est pas du tout ni dans la personnalité du PM, ni dans l'ADN de la CAQ de faire ça. Au contraire, on est un parti qui s'est toujours réclamé de faire ce qu'il dit qu'il allait faire.
Recently, we learned that Pascal Paradis, who was supposedly approached by la CAQ during the last election, and is now the Parti Québécois candidate for the by-election, knew before the election in 2022 that the Third Link project would be abandoned. What is your thought?
I think that all the candidates and all the MNAs should be completely transparent. And I think that the Québécois are tired of electoral lies and no longer tolerate electoral lies. If the accusations of Pascal Paradis are true, then this situation is scandalous. And I think that the people of Quebec City want a candidate who is transparent. We have a platform that is very, very clear. We are for the Third Link in the east of the city. If it's true that the CAQ candidates knew that the project was going to be abandoned, then this is no longer acceptable. And Eric Kerr, the MNA for La Pelletrie, promised that he would construct the Third Link, and he did not deliver on that promise, and so he should resign. Now, with the flip-flop of the CAQ, the Conservative Party of Quebec is the only party that is in favor of a Third Link.
Also, Laval University is in your riding, and we are currently witnessing threats to academic freedom and freedom of expression direct at some teachers and scientists. What are your thoughts on this issue?
Well, I think it's very concerning, the censorship that we're seeing, the academic censorship. notably at University Laval. I experienced it when I studied at University Laval, and it's one of the reasons why I left that school. The freedom of expression does not only apply to discourse that is pleasing to the government in place, but it applies to controversial discourse as well. And so at the Conservative Party of Quebec, we are strongly in favor of the liberty of expression. We support the freedom of choice. Freedom of choice when it comes to vaccination, or when it comes to choosing your child's school, or when it comes to choosing where you get your health care. And also we are tired of the divisive politics of François Legault, whether it be the divisive politics when it comes to people who are essential or non-essential, vaccinated or unvaccinated, or the Anglophones or Francophones, or the old and the young. We support the freedom of choice, and that is a platform that everyone can assemble around. Well, I think that the Quebecois people are ready to put the lockdowns and the vaccine passports and the curfews behind them. I don't think they ever want to experience that again. And at the Conservative Party of Quebec, we were always clear on that position. We're ready to move on. And I think that most of the Quebecois agree with us too. Now we still have a battle to lead, a battle to wage when it comes to the intergenerational division. We don't want to be wasting money in the Fonds des Générations, the fund of the future generations. We don't want to be buying elections with the money of future generations, and we don't want to be dividing Anglophones and Francophones. I know that Anglophones are 100% Quebecois, and they support the promotion of the French language and the immersion in the French language of immigrants. And so these are the issues now that we are talking about, and that we need to put an end to. I think it's very demeaning the way François Legault is talking to the Anglophone community. I know that that a lot of people in the Anglophone community are enthusiastic about sending their kids to French immersion school, and when François Legault imposes these demeaning laws like Bill 96, it discourages Anglophone parents from doing this, from sending their kids to French immersion school. They become disinterested in the French project, and so I'm worried that it will actually have the opposite effect.
The population is grappling with inflation and housing crisis. Some companies are now less inclined to build apartment towers due to the level of bureaucracy. What are your thoughts on this matter?
It's an issue that is very, very concerning, because I, as a student in Quebec City, I have to have 4 roommates, so we are 5 in an apartment in order to pay rent. And I have a lot of friends who are in the same situation. It's the only way we can pay rent. And in Quebec City, it's a city with a lot of students. There are 3 cégeps in Saint-Foy. There's a university in Saint-Foy, and it's also a very important issue in Montreal as well, because of all the universities and all the cégeps. And so the Conservative Party of Quebec has a very exhaustive platform in that subject. We want to liberalize the market of housing, and we want to remove red tape, and we want to allow landlords to ask for a fund from tenants before they move in, because landlords are discouraged right now because of some of the hurdles that they have to overcome, some of the risks they have to take. And so we want to make the process a lot easier for them, and so that's why I'm proud to support the Conservative Party.
If you want to encourage our journalism and support our work, you can do it by donating through our website, rebelfieldreports.com. Not only you can donate generously to help us to continue our work, but you can also share our content and permit our news to be seen. Thanks.